Hello, my loves. Welcome to your morning inspo. If you are new here, I am Auji, and this is Sacred Libra, where we talk all things Libra. Welcome, 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 welcome. I do have a download for you, and the download today is close connections, heart to heart conversations. Um, I'm getting a feeling of two hearts coming together and connecting, two souls coming together and connecting. It's a very, very intimate type of connection. It's like two souls looking into each other. It's both people giving the person the privilege to look into their soul, to look into them, to take off the mask and truly see who they are. Um, and whatever type of relationship this is, whether this is romantic or not, this is a deepening of a bond together. This can also be a self bond with yourself. So I am feeling like close connections, open heart connections, open heart conversations. Also, people getting vulnerable with each other. It's just like the energy of taking off the mask and becoming a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more open, removing a layer or layers. Okay, some of you guys, this can be really, really deep. All right. Okay. It says, I trust in myself to make the right decisions and I radiate happiness and joy. Let's say it together 4 times. I trust in myself to make the right decisions and I radiate happiness and joy. I trust in myself to make the right decisions and I radiate happiness and joy. I trust in myself to make the right decisions and I radiate happiness and joy. I trust in myself to make the right decisions. I radiate happiness and joy. It says, what good decisions have I made recently? What did I learn that I can apply to future decision making processes? And it says, blank makes me happy. What can I do to foster more happiness and joy into my life? All right. First, there's a need for you to find out what makes you happy. So there's a choice that you're making, and this choice is based off of your happiness, and this choice is based solely off of you. So you're making this choice, and you're wondering if this choice, if this is the right choice, because this could be a lot for a person who normally does not put their happiness as a priority, who normally, it's not like they're never doing anything that makes themselves happy, but it comes to when they have to choose either themselves or another person, or they have to choose themselves or the collective. They would usually sacrifice for the collective, because no big deal, right? I can sacrifice, I can just do this for a little bit of time and then I can get what I want. But now it seems like the energy is changing, where now you're putting yourself as a priority. There's something that you can't quite sacrifice on. There's something that you're not willing to sacrifice on, and you're willing to put this, your happiness, as a priority. Okay. Also, I radiate happiness and joy. It's a reminder that you are responsible for your happiness and for your joy. You are the machine of happiness and joy. It comes from you, comes through you, from you. It's a you job. Happiness is a you job. I feel like if you are looking outside of yourself for happiness or anyone else, you will almost always end up disappointed, because happiness is a you job. So there's a need for you to find out what are the things that makes you happy. Again, with putting other people and thinking that you can find things outside of yourself, I feel like as long as you're doing something that makes you happy, you're making the right choice. Okay? As long as you're doing something that makes you happy, you are making the right choice. What is the tarot energy tarot energy, you have the Five of Pentacles. There could be a situation or something that you're doing that doesn't have instant gratification when it comes to material value, but it makes you happy. Okay. Also, there are people who are willing to take pay cuts just so they can do, because doing what they love for a living means a lot to them. And I do feel like that you can be in a place where this can even have something to do with a relationship or something like that. It may not be all glitz and glamorous, but it makes you happy. This could also be with a career. It may not be all, you know, gold and shimmery and all of that stuff, and you may not be the top person there, but it makes you happy. So who is telling you that you should be feeling in lack? If something makes you happy, you should be in abundance, right? This is a connection to material things, material possessions, also status, also validation from other people. That's a connection. Having things outside of yourself instead of living on being content with, this makes me happy and I'm standing on this. This makes me happy and I'm going to do this. I don't care what other people think. But there is too much of a connection or too much of an attachment, I would say, to material possessions, things outside of yourself. All right. It's like, are you willing to do the thing that makes you happy, makes you feel good, brings you less stress, but may bring a little bit less money to you? Or are you willing to do something that, you know, it brings you a lot of stress or whatever, but it's not as, you know, big, or it's not as, you know, dynamic as you would want it to be? Also, there is an energy of you kind of staying in a place of lack because you feel like that's where you need to be. That's what is going to happen. It's like a give up. It's like you giving up of hope. For some of you guys, this is a message that that place that you were in when you kind of like jump and took a leap of faith, that was lack, and you took a leap of faith to jump into abundance. Just because you may not be getting instant gratification from it does not mean that you took a leap of faith into some more lack. That might really be helpful for somebody who is feeling like they made a wrong choice, because it's you trusting yourself to make yourself happy, and or trusting yourself to make the right choices, and then putting your happiness as a priority. Okay. Something was a long choice. You did all the weighing. You took all the pros and the cons, everything. For some of you guys, you could still be prolonging this. This could be very scary for you. But something is a long process, okay? Which means you weighed all options out, or you could be weighing all options out right now. But remember, if you put your happiness as a priority, what would you be doing? Let's see. What is the morning inspo for Libra? We got the goddess of the moon coming out. Secrets. Oh, intuition. Here you are taking that leap of faith. You got the guardian in the gates. In career, you also have action when it comes to love. And this is not a more physical approach. This is a more spiritual approach to certain things. You are hit at a crossroads at a decision spiritually. Spiritually, there is some type of decision that you need to make. You're indecisive about choosing. Should I choose my happiness or should I choose my security? Should I choose my happiness or should I choose likes or attention or validation? Should I choose my happiness or should I choose popularity? Should I choose my happiness or should I choose... All right, you're at some type of crossroads. Spirit is telling you that there's a need for you to appreciate what it is that you have, and wow, look at what's coming to you. Door to value. This is lots of money coming to you. Lots of success, abundance in all areas coming to you. Okay? Don't get fooled thinking that you're in some type of lack, because you're not in some type of lack at all. The overall message is there's a lot of anxiety that you're having, and this could definitely be career driven. I'm going to definitely make sure I do a finance and career reading today for you guys, because there's a lot of anxiety surrounding this energy. All right, the first energy that you do have is this goddess of the moon, where you could be finding out secrets, illumination. This is a time where you're very, very intuitive, where you do need to tap into your intuition as much as possible. Also, dreams. You may want to keep a dream journal. This is a great time for you to go within. All right, a great time for you to go within. You have the ability to receive insights from your soul's point of view. You have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now is the time to use it. So you can use your intuition to its highest ability right now. So definitely take advantage of that, because you can tap into different things and get answers for different things, all within. All right. In career, you do have the garden and the gate, and this is when you have to step outside of your bounds and step outside of everything and do things a little bit differently. This is abundant prosperity, and then staying safe. This is, are you going to go for abundance and prosperity, or are you going to stay safe? Doing what we love and kind of living our life out loud, and it's living our life unapologetically. That means going after what makes us happy, no matter what the stigma is to it, no matter what, another person may think about it, or sometimes it goes, you go after your your happiness, even if it's not the most safe or cautious thing to do. You have a choice to stay in a lovely garden, in the security of this lovely garden, okay? Or you have the choice to go beyond and experience the unknown. The thing about the garden is, this is all the girl knows. She knows the garden. She knows what's in it. She doesn't know what's beyond the gate. So you have an opportunity to go beyond the gate. There's a need for you to widen your perspective and go outside of your bounds, outside of the things that you know, okay? You do have action when it comes to love. This is you taking a little bit more of a action-oriented approach. Okay, yeah, this is the action-oriented approach here. It is time for you to get more intentional about the relationships and the bonds that you want to create. I feel like also there's a need for you to pour more of yourself into a relationship, or to pour more into a relationship. How can you nurture your relationships a little bit better? You are on the right track, but there's a need for you to pour yourself more, to show up a little bit more in your relationships, be a little bit more active in them. What could you give to a relationship? What could you add to it? Instead of thinking about what you can take away from a relationship. On the spiritual plane, you do have indecision. You're given a choice. You're anxiously looking at two roads right now, and you're thinking like, what should I do? This indecision, be mindful of it. You could stay in this indecision for days, months, even years, pondering about what it is you do, which is good news, because there isn't a need for you to kind of rush yourself and try to make a quick decision. You can kind of look at things, you can kind of feel things out and tap into your intuition, which is heightened right now, to kind of figure out what it is that you need to do. Sometimes we get overwhelmed because we're like, okay, we have to do stuff quick. You don't really have to do this quick. There's a need for you to kind of self-reflect on some type of self-doubt and kind of gain some type of order or clarity about what is actually keeping you stuck in the indecisive mode. What is actually it's not about the choice, it's what's stopping you from making a choice, if that makes sense. What is keeping you in this, I'm just going to stay here, and kind of like in the middle type of energy? What is making you want to stay safe or play something safe? Okay. You do have appreciation. That's the advice from Spirit. Appreciate what it is that you have. In order for you to gain more things or gain a lot of things, there's a need for you to choose gratitude. Say thank you. Appreciate what it is that you do have right now in the present moment. And what is coming towards you is this door of value opening up to you, coming right to you. New beginnings in finances and career. You see the cards have money, coins, gold, so many things that are happening and coming towards you. This is exciting new beginnings or expansions where work and money are concerned, okay, like in value. So for some of you guys that are worried about value, not making a choice because of money or because of finances, that's an illusion. You can do something, all right? And there is a lot of anxiety here. There's a lot of you overthinking things. Anxiety coming up because of some type of fear or because of some type of like failed action that you didn't do in the past. There's a need for a lot of self-love and self-care, okay? You are overthinking a storm that is not even touching you. Yes, you can see the storm and you can hear the thunder and you've seen the mess and the destruction that it caused, but you're looking at it from outside of the window. You are in a safe haven in your house. For some of you guys, they feel like you forget how grateful that you are and you get in fear. And there could also be something with sensitivities, taking on other people's pain, carrying burdens that aren't yours. You may know people that go through the storm. You may be close to people that's going through the storm or something like that, but it's not your storm. Remember that. It's not your storm. I feel like this lack energy is strictly an illusion. Something's not yours. All right, tell me more about Goddess of the Moon. Yes, deep quiet, meditation and stillness. Deep quiet. There's a need for you to meditate. You are slowly moving towards this time of adventure, and also closing a door, completing a cycle. Your intuition is heightening right now. Spiritual gifts are heightening right now. There is a need for you to be in stillness, quiet meditation for some time today, if you can. This could also be like urgent. There are messages that you need to know, something that you need to know, especially in this decision-making process. Tell me more about the garden and the gate. Okay. The eye of the needle. Intentionality. What are you intentional about? I feel like for some of you guys, you're intentional about jumping at some new opportunity. Limitless possibility here. It's something that you have in your hand. All right. Also, there is a need for you to tap in with your shadow. There's a part of you that is afraid, or there's a part of you that's scared, that is like playing small or something like that. There's a need for you to kind of like tap into your shadow and figure those things out so you can take the necessary leaps of faith. Also, there's something with your story. Someone needs to hear your story. I don't know if you have a opportunity to share your story or something like that. There's a person who needs to hear it, okay? Or lots of people that need to hear it, especially when it comes to career. Tell me more about action. Okay? You have lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, the wall. For some of you guys, you're not as active as you think you are in your relationships and showing up, okay? For some of you guys, you do the best you can with the cards that you are dealt. But there's a need for you to do a little bit more, and I do feel like you could feel, you have the feeling where you feel like you could show up a little bit more. You may have this energy where you do kind of like brush things off and may seclude yourself, but this is coming from some type of past energy. This is creating a wall in your relationships. For some of you guys, you may have this feeling that you can't quite get as close as you would like to, and it is because you don't quite show up as much as you need to in a relationship to make a person feel like you're there enough to get close to. There's a need for you to kind of let go of your own thinking when it comes to relationships. For some of you guys, this is not saying that you don't care. You do care. It's just that you can be there. You can show up a little bit more. And for a lot of you guys, you already know. You know exactly the areas. You know exactly how you can neglect certain things. You can become a little bit neglectful. Not purposely, but this is unconsciously, just by your actions and the things and how you tend to deal with certain things. And especially when you get in energies like this where you're making choices, you kind of like seclude yourself, stuff like that. There's a lot of your ancestors are watching these relationships, watching over these relationships, especially family relationships that call for forgiveness. They are watching over and they're giving you a lot of wisdom in order to repair relationships. All right, tell me more about indecision. Lost in space. Lost in space, needing direction, but there's a need for you to prepare for some type of, for your preparations to come to fruition. You're straddling between realms. It almost seems like you're entering the portal now. And you need direction. You don't know which way to go, but it's a need for you to prepare for, if this is a new experience, then dream of abundance. Dream of happiness if this is new. Make it magical. You know, if this is a new, if this is a blank canvas, create a masterpiece. Tell me more about appreciation. All right? Appreciate what it is that you have. Gratitude. Tap more into gratitude and new beginnings open. There's a need for you to turn your pain into a beautiful story. There's a story outside of your pain, and that's coming from your pain. There's a need for you to transmute your pain, especially the shadow work. You can definitely transmute a lot of different things with your shadow. You can use the story of your shadow, your own story, to heal other people. Your story heals people. Okay. There's also a need for you to kind of use your shadow as your muse. Your shadow is your muse. Tell me more about daughter value. Yes. Stars in the sky. Limitless possibilities coming towards you. Anxious for no reason. An amazing opportunity, amazing money opportunity coming towards you. Tell me more about anxiety. The dream thief. The refusal of the call. Because you're focused on some type of storm. And look at this. The perfect storm. The courage to step into action. And not only this, what makes this perfect storm so perfect is that it's a storm going on and you don't get wet. But the fear of thinking that you're in some type of lack, or the fear of feeling like you're trapped, or things are, or something's going to get you, or something is going to happen, that can stop you. That's the dream thief. And that stops you from answering the call. The call is going to come, but the fear and anxiety can actually get in your way of answering the call. Okay. Still got that sacred chakra energy that's really, really sensitive. You have singing and dancing. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. You also have the sacral chakra. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies. Protect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and people. You are an earth angel. It says you are a light worker who has come to earth to teach about love. Okay? Those are those close connections. All right, so this is your morning inspo. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up, and make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.